Look at this line here with the equation y equals 1/2 x. Now we know that the slope of this line is 1/2 because if we go 2 points to the right, we just go 1 point up in order to get back on the line. And we know that the rise over run is 1/2, or this beautiful slope, 1/2. I'm going to draw in a similar line here. This is a purple line. Once again, the slope is going to be the same thing. I go over 2 points, up 1 point, and I know that the slope again is 1/2. So I know that this purple line is going to have a slope of 1/2. So I start off by writing y equals 1/2 x. But what's the difference between these two lines? The difference is where they go through the y-axis. The blue line goes through the y-axis at the origin. So it's 1/2 x plus 0, but we don't really have to write plus 0. Meanwhile, the purple line goes through at the point 2. So I just have to write plus 2. And there's the equation for the purple line. I just added in the y-intercept. Y equals 1/2 x plus 2. And you can actually see that every point on the purple line has a corresponding point on the blue line that's just 2 points below it. All right, let's take a look at another example with a negative slope. This one has a slope of -2/3. And how do I know that? Well, I just go down 2 points, so my rise is -2, and then over 3 points. So my rise over run is -2/3, or the equation y equals -2/3 x. All right, now I'm going to draw in this yellow line with the exact same slope, and I can see that if I just go down 2 points, -2 is my rise, and then across 3 points. So it's -2/3 rise over run. So the same exact slope. So I know that it's going to be y equals 2/3 x plus or minus something. Again, what's the difference between these two lines? Where they go through the y-axis. So the yellow line goes through at -3. All I do is just add in a -3 or subtract 3. So there's the equation of the yellow line. Y equals -2/3 x minus 3. So just remember the y-intercept is the y value of the point on a graph where x equals 0, or where the graph passes through the y-axis. In this case, it was -3. Okay, so you can take a look at these two lines, and you know that they're parallel because they have the exact same slope. The only place where they're different is where they go through the y-axis. All right, so an equation for any line is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. But you noticed on the green line, we just called it y equals -2/3 x. But there's sort of this missing plus 0, so technically it does have that y-intercept. It's just that the y-intercept happens to be at 0, so we don't have to write anything. Okay? Now you can take a look here. At any point on the lines, the slope is going to remain the same. Here we go over 3 and down 2. Same sort of thing on the yellow line. We go over 3 and down 2. You can find the slope with any 2 points on a line. All right? Now how do we find the equation for this line? Well, I can find my run, which is going to be 4. Going to go from -4 to the axis. And what's my rise? It's going to be +3. Well, I know that my slope is going to be y equals 3/4 x, and I just have to add something in, don't I? I have to add in where it goes through the y-axis, which is +3. And there's the equation of my line. Y equals 3/4 x plus 3. Okay? Now write an equation for a line with a slope of -4.5 that passes through the origin. Well, this is actually kind of easy to do now that we know these rules. I don't even have to draw a diagram. I know it's going to be y equals something x, and I already given the slope. I just draw in -4.5, and boom, there we have the equation. Y equals -4.5x. That's the equation for the line. All right, write an equation for a line with a slope of -4.5 that passes through the point 0, -12. Well, y equals -4.5x. That's the starting point, but I know it goes through the y-axis at -12, and there is the equation. Y equals -4.5x minus 12. So just keep in mind, an equation for any line is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And remember that the y-intercept is the y value of the point on a graph where x equals 0, basically where the graph passes through the y-axis.